First of all, I would like to start. I gave the presentation the topic "How to Dress for Success." It's has several meanings, but first of all, I would summarize from yesterday. Yesterday, I skipped my introduction, what SmartPort is really meaning, because I promised you a whole presentation for this morning, and I look forward to show you in this session a lot of projects containing to SmartPort. You see on the first slide here, but I also promised, and I wanted to point out here, we don't want to present on this conference just slides. Most of the projects you can also visit on the excursion day on Friday or before, maybe Thursday afternoon. And I would like to recommend that to you, and I hope I can stimulate you a little bit with my short presentation to visit the excursions. Yesterday, I think Leonard said, you need to do investments in what might be possible and not in what is already existing. And Wim Elfring this morning, I think, repeated that again. And I heard this during the conference now for several times. And we in Hamburg always try to raise our eyes together with our friends and partners to see the bigger and to think out of the box. I think that is one of our key factors for success. My colleague from Dubai Ports mentioned this morning, very narrow basins here in the Port of Hamburg. Big vessels are coming in. Yeah, that's one challenge we have to work with, and I think we were very successful with our SmartPort projects. You will see later on. But first of all, I would like to glance 2 years ago in Los Angeles. We presented our idea, being innovative in logistics to increase efficiency and value creation and to foster sustainability at the same time. Gerd Leonhard showed us the same idea yesterday, and he foresees that companies' profit of the future will lay in sustainable decision and projects, and I think that's also what we are doing. Yesterday, I also mentioned, and it was repeated several times during the conference, we try to bring out a motto, doubling capacity without doubling space, because the city is the port and the port is the city, so the port is located in the center of the city. Both are growing, so we have the challenge. We have no chance to enlarge the port massively, and we have to ensure that our infrastructure is used in the best way we can think about. We try to bring all our SmartPort projects on one slide, and don't be afraid, now I try to step in to our SmartPort projects. First of all, you see we divided SmartPort in two pillars, SmartPort Energy and SmartPort Logistics, and I would like to start in the part SmartPort Energy. 5 good reasons, environmental saving, increase economic factors. We also thought about laws and regulations. I will come back to that point later, and we will have a discussion the next days. Innovation, we want to ensure that we have room in the Hamburg Port Authority to create innovations together with our partners and infrastructure subjects. Yesterday we already mentioned renewable energy is one of the focus to get less dependent on conventional energy topics. We want to reduce emissions, and mobility has to be as clean as possible. When we look to the projects, you see now some examples. You can see onshore power supply is one of our projects. We put it on slides maybe in Los Angeles, and now we are proud to present that it's ready. On Saturday, just 2 days before we started the conference, we had the first approach with the so-called LNG hybrid barge from Becker Marine System, which was first time connected to Ida Sol, so a cruise vessel. And this is a movable power plant, which is absolutely eco-friendly, and It is worldwide, was worldwide the first time that such a mobile power plant driven by LNG was in place. And if you are interested, you can have a look at the project outside at the exhibition hall, but you can also visit the LNG power barge in the port during the excursions. The second thing is onshore power supply based from landside, real shore power. What you can see here is another topic. Why is it important doubling capacity without doubling space? That is one point. But the other thing is, when you try to implement shore power in Hamburg, it's a little bit different than somewhere else. Because normally you see large metal transformation stations. And our shore power supply is inside this building. And this building has two advantages. The shore power supply is on the first level, so it's absolutely flood protected. But the second advantage is it fits totally into the architecture of the cruise terminal building. So on the left side, you see the end of the cruise terminal. On the right side, there's a new extension for shore power supply. This is very important because this shore power supply station is directly located at the residential area. And this is also very important for us because we want to ensure that the Hamburg people keep the port in love, and we cannot bring in just, let me say, an industrial desert to that place. It has to look also very convenient for the audience. These should be just two examples from Smart Port Energy. I would like to step over to Smart Port Logistics. The first statement is following Wim Elfring and also the colleagues from Lufthansa Industry Solutions. You know, we try to follow the IT megatrends. One thing which is very important, everybody is using the smart devices. Everybody has a smartphone, a pad, or the truck drivers. All the companies are working with such devices. And it's easy to use that in different languages, and you download an app. We made a test yesterday. It's very easy. And we try to bring that in because we can save a lot of costs. There are no extra investments for the companies, and that was the first try. The second thing, it was also mentioned in some discussions, the key factor for success is we have to integrate different management systems. Lufthansa presented that this morning. We did it already in the port of Hamburg. And that is the only chance to reach the highest level of efficiency in a port. My normal, simple example is when a ship is arriving at the port, a container is arriving, then the system can recommend the mode of transport for the next step. Is there a free space on a train? In Hamburg, we like to use the train. So we increase the utilization, or the other way around, is there available truck, maybe who's waiting for a container, but this container isn't available at the moment. We can change it in milliseconds. Our vision, this will come up after this conference, I just wanted to teaser that on, is our vision is not just integrate all modes of transport and all partners inside the port and into the hinterland. Our vision is also to connect all the information along the supply chain all over the world. That means the next step has to be, we have to discuss how to connect other ports with us, maybe a slot management system for ships. We discussed that with Felixstowe last week, for example. But I think it's going from, let me say, Shanghai to Hamburg, or Los Angeles to Hamburg. It's all over the world. That's our vision. Now, to make it a little bit more concrete, right now we have already implemented a central control center. You can visit and play a little bit with all this kind of systems at the HPA exhibition area here at the conference. And I would want to show you some examples. In our port monitor, we have all modes of transport and all traffic included. You can see the ships and the streets. And just to show you a short simulation, in our port monitor system, we recognize what kind of ship it is. Now the bridge will open. You will see the traffic will change the color into yellow and not into red. Red would be a traffic jam. When we foresee that the bridge has to be open, we try to reroute the traffic, that nobody gets into the traffic jam. And everything is shown in our port monitor system. I don't want to play the whole film now because save some time. But all the maneuvers, turning maneuvers of the ships, you can follow simultaneously from our boats. Also, the naval police can use that. And here you can see, just for you, Patrick, it's very narrow to put the ships into the places, but with simulation, as Jörg Pollmann yesterday explained, I think we do it in a safe and a secure way. The next thing, I think this is also very interesting. Yesterday we heard something about the future. You know, do we need so many employees or not? This picture should show maintenance processes. In the past, you know, you have a weekly inspection at a switch, for example. In the future, we also try to do that with systems. And we put it in a smart switch in our railway network, and it looks like this, very unspectacular. But this kind of detection shows us how much electric power we need to change the switch from one direction to another. And if we need more power, there has to be something wrong. On the one hand, the switch can be a little bit dirty. On the other hand, the switch needs to be oiled. And then, by event handling, someone has to go there from our inspection team or maintenance team and work on that. So now I failed. All these kind of projects on the right side belong to the smart port logistics side. I want to give you another example. This is a picture out of our vessel traffic service center. In former times, you know, this was a kind of a magnetic wall. Our nautical staff, our captains, they put the ships directly to the wall. Now this is fully IT technology, and I wanted to show you a small video demonstration how we work together with captains on new systems. And the big advantage today is that we can use interactive user interfaces. You know, my kids are using smartphones and pads, but also my mother. So also the older generation is really able to work with that. And what I want to say is, you know, people coming from different technologies or were captains on a ship are now based on a land side. They are familiar with their old systems and how to bring them together with new systems. And we try to adapt what they did before. They just have to touch a big pad. They can position artificial ships like they did it before with magnetic models. And they can try all the maneuvers and measurements, you know, the widthness of the river. They can, you will see also tidal dependent. They can look at the water depth and compared with the draft of the vessels. And here I only can show you a short video, but I would really recommend for the people who are interested in that to go to the exhibition and test the system, just to put your hands on. And this is also, you know, to help us to get into the next generation system. It makes a lot of things very much easier, and I hope you can follow me after you tested this, and I will try to ask you maybe on the final excursion, did you have the same feeling? So it's not a magic thing, it's just how to adapt existing technology for our normal business. Another project we worked out together with Wim's team and the partners is a smart road project. We have detection. You see also at the exhibition hall, you know, at street lights, you know, video detection, movement detection, a lot of things inside. And I would like to show you a small film what we are doing on our smart road project. Can you dim down the lights a little bit? You see the street lights, you know, light emission is independency of movements, going down or up, you can save the energy. That's a concrete example what Wim already mentioned. And you can visit this area also on the excursions. And we think it's better safety for pedestrians, for cyclists, for cars. And it's not just on slides. We have already implemented that on a long street inside the port. It should just give you an impression, you know, how we can use technology. And I very often tell my friends in the United States, the same technology in different countries, they have a different selling proposition. Some people say this is very interesting to increase safety and security. You can detect movements, turn on the lights, see someone wants to steal something or do something wrong. Here in Germany or in Europe, we are using this technology to increase safety, but safety from the traffic standpoint to avoid accidents. And on the other hand, the most important point is to increase sustainability, to protect nature, to reduce energy consumption when you can dim down the lights because there's no movement. And you know, I think it's a fantastic chance for you to visit this place. To summarize what we are doing together, you know, the key factor for success is to integrate everything. And we have another project in place now, and it's called Smart Port Logistics. It's also an app. It's a system which is now for free for all the trucking companies and logistic companies. And it's kind of a next generation solution. You know, we have complete port traffic information. We are one app. You can also have a look at the system area and also HPA area outside. We have a system in place which gives you a perfect forecast at any time, which is very important, estimated time of arrivals and traffic situation. And then we also have, you know, the gateway to somewhere you can park if there are any delays, yeah, or some delays. There is the parking spaces in the system. You can see what is available, how to reach there, and you can also book your place on that. And it is also in one system. If there is an open bridge, you know, because the ship is passing, the street is closed for the moment, there's a chance to reroute. And we also put it in a system, what we call the smart text solution, when we have the daily construction. You know, you have that in every city and every port. We have around 400 daily construction areas in the port every year. And normally, this kind of construction areas you don't have in the system. You recognize them when there is this traffic jam. And we put it in also a smart text system. And this text puts all the information directly in the system. So the port monitor system and our smart port logistics system are connected, and we have all information in one hand. That is the way we try to increase efficiency and the quality of service in the Port of Hamburg. And our vision, and to summarize that in one sentence, you can only be successful when you connect everything as a smart port project or a smart port in Hamburg. That is our project, and I hope you will enjoy that during the excursions. Thank you for listening.